Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphaneme. There's massive things happening today. Now, there's an article here on finbowl.com. This is very interesting, and I'll tell you why. It's titled, Ripple Reveals 8 Countries Building CBDCs on XRP Ledger. Now, we know these are not the only countries, but these are the ones they're unveiling, but there's something interesting going on. So let's jump into this. It says here, in May 2023, Ripple announced a new venture in the realm of digital finance, the launch of a central bank digital currency platform. This dynamic platform empowers central banks, governments, and financial institutions to take charge of their digital currency issuance, distribution, and management. Utilizing Ripple's advanced technology and building upon their earlier private ledger project, this platform harnesses the power of the XRP ledger to pave way for a new era of customizable and efficient CBDCs. Let's scroll down here. It says here, these countries include Russia. Let me stop there. Now, I have to verify this, but I'm hearing they're having massive problems with the ruble. Like I've been seeing some writings about a ruble collapse. Now, if they're building a digital infrastructure, let's say the ruble actually has collapsed, it's doing terribly, right? That would force them, theoretically speaking, to tap into those gold stores. If they wanted to come up with a digital currency that's backed by gold, they could do that. It could force them into that position. Now, if they're building on the XRPL, and you have, we have to see how much gold they have. As a matter of fact, I don't know the numbers, but if they're using the XRPL and then that value starts to roll across it at some point, what does it do to that price? That's interesting to me. Right, so let's do a little research into the ruble and what's going on with that. So it says Russia, the Republic of Palau, Montenegro, Japan. That's another interesting one. We've always known Japan is super bullish on XRP because of SBI and other things like that. But Japan has been having liquidity problems. They had to flood their financial system with liquidity quite a few times, right? Also, you saw what they just did with bonds as well. So their financial system, listen, they can use XRP in a multitude of ways. And if they chose to do that, what does it do to that price? Right? Then they have here the United Arab Emirates. I mean, they're throwing out some heavy hitters here. If people just read into it, Uruguay, New Zealand, Hong Kong. So things are getting interesting very fast. It says these countries are building CBDCs on XRPL. Over 15% of all countries may use XRPL as a CBDC platform. 15%. Last month, James Wallace, the vice president of central bank engagements at CBDCs at Ripple, said the blockchain company is in talks with more than 30 countries. What happens when they flip the switch? What happens? Listen, where does it go? And yes, all the innovations are a beautiful thing. 100% from Ripple's stellar algorithm. They're definitely going to change the world forever. They're going to make things easier for people if they know how to use the technology. Small businesses are going to benefit from this. I'm thinking of that because one of our esteemed members here, Keith, made a great comment the other day about that. But I'll say this. What does all of that capital flowing across XRPL do to that price? It's just a matter of time. They're working on it. They're confirming this. It's not a question of maybe they might. No, they're doing it. So let's move here. We have a lot of good articles today. Okay, I hope you're all doing good out there. You're having a good day. So now this article here is from the cryptobasic.com and it's titled "Expert Explains How Bank of America Can Leverage XRP Using Ripple Liquidity Hub." More bank failures will come. That's what I'm saying. It says link to COO details how the liquidity hub from Ripple can help large financial institutions navigate large XRP transactions. In an interview, Joseph Endoso, the chief operating officer at Link2, provided insights into how large financial institutions could leverage XRP through Ripple's liquidity hub. Endoso cited specific examples using the Bank of America, which Bank of America has been having certain problems. All right, we'll cover that another time. He highlighted the strategic intent behind Ripple introducing the Liquidity Hub product and its suitability for institutions seeking seamless transactions. XRP influencer digital asset investor shared a snippet of Indoso's interview with the crypto community on Twitter, now known as X. In the interview, Indoso proposed that Ripple consider integrating Liquidity Hub into the existing RippleNet product. He believes doing so would allow RippleNet users, including Bank of America, to seamlessly tap in Liquidity Hub. Makes a lot of sense in my opinion. You tell me. Does it make sense to you? The ultimate result will be that institutions can efficiently manage XRP positions required for executing transactions via on-demand liquidity. And if they do that, what does it do to that price? Furthermore, the Link 2 COO described Ripple Liquidity Hub as a smart router engine. He highlighted that Ripple connected the hub to accounts across numerous global liquidity venues. It includes virtually all exchanges with a depth of liquidity. Bank of America, next section is titled Bank of America Transacting with XRP. Link 2 COO explained that institutions like Bank of America can effectively navigate large XRP transactions by being a Liquidity Hub user. He cited an instance where an institution needed to carry out a transaction involving 1 billion XRP. Indoso noted that the platform would intelligently break down the amount into smaller fractions. Wait, now what would that go through? We read about this in that white paper for payment channels, right? You could break a bigger payment into smaller amounts. But with payment channels, you can only use XRP. Now, we get a multitude of banks using payment channels, and they're all using XRP on a daily basis. Then XRP becomes very, very rare. And then that means its value increases exponentially. All right, that's how I see it. So now let's move on to another article here. So now this article here is from Cointelegraph.com, and it's titled Gen Z in South Korea Prefer XRP. There's a huge push going around the world right now towards XRP, XLM, these altcoins. And it seems like they're trying to push away from Bitcoin and Ethereum. I say that because this article says it, right? Then there was a Bank of International Settlements article that was written. I can't remember who wrote it. You can look it up, though. And they were saying, well, you know, these cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum lend to the instability of countries. Now, I'm not against Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it seems like they're making a push against that. These legacy crypto. Anyway, says a report from a local South Korean publication found that 20% of Gen Z investors in the country hold XRP, the most selected cryptocurrency. Gen Z cryptocurrency investors in South Korea are reportedly more keen to invest in altcoins, specifically Ripple's XRP, than Bitcoin and Ether. See? According to a local South Korean news outlet. And you know what's interesting is that this isn't the only article that was written like this. Once again, I read that Bank of International Settlements article today. It says News One Korea analyzed crypto exchange BitThumb's investment data from the first half of the year, particularly keying in on investment propensity by age. It found that investors in their 20s show a more quote unquote aggressive investment tendency than other age groups. Moreover, Gen Z investors showed a higher proportion of investments in altcoins than in Bitcoin and ETH, which are classified in the study as both quote unquote long-term and quote unquote stable investments due to their relatively low volatility. According to the report, 82.5% of investors in their 20s invested in altcoins excluding ETH. XRP was the most selected by Gen Z investors. We're going to stop right there. So now let's go to this next article here. All right. So now this article here is from U.Today, and it's titled XRP and Shiba Inu and Bitcoin adoption skyrockets. All right, as new partnership emerges. So let's find out what they're talking about here. It says a groundbreaking partnership is reshaping Brazil's financial landscape as Binance introduces its revolutionary payment solution, Binance Pay, to the thriving market of the world's fifth largest country. This strategic move not only promises to modernize payment mechanisms, but also propels the adoption of major cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu, XRP, and Bitcoin to unprecedented heights. So mass adoption moves a little bit further forward. It says, as local merchants integrate the crypto giant's payment service, these popular cryptocurrencies are at the forefront of this transformative trend. Among the most notable partners are Web Games or Weo Games. I think that was a typo here. A prominent gaming retailer, which now accepts crypto payments for popular titles like League of Legends and Valorant. That's interesting. I did not know that. It says here, on the Brazilian side, this paradigm shift will be facilitated by Latin American Gateway, collaborating closely with Binance to ensure smooth operations. The partnership is concluded under the regulatory control of the Central Bank of Brazil. All right, so now let's move on here. So now this next article here is from the cryptobasic.com and it's titled, Community Speculates Robinhood Listing XRP. It could be a game changer. All right. So now let's scroll down here. It says, like most cryptocurrencies, XRP is down by over 17% in its cumulative 7-day performance, while the digital asset market wallows in the bearish trend. The XRP community is speculating about a move that can potentially shoot up the value of XRP. In a recent tweet, XRP influencer Crypto Assets Guy exposed a growing discussion surrounding listing XRP on a major exchange. In particular, he highlighted that rumors exist about the US-based exchange Robinhood listing XRP before the end of the year. Is there something backing up these rumors? Crypto Assets Guy argued that XRP investors can expect a massive uptrend should Robinhood list XRP on its platform. The influencer based his bullish XRP projection on Robinhood's longstanding reputation for proper due diligence concerning coin listings. Okay. This view implies Robinhood is known for being very selective when listing cryptocurrencies. Therefore, the platform listing XRP means it must be confident in the potential of the digital asset. I'm all for everything that moves XRP forward, XLM for any of the bank coins forward. I will say that some people, I believe Robinhood paused some transactions. This was like around, I think, towards the end of the last bull run. There was something where they froze some things and that really left a bad taste in people's mouths. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that it was them, right? People were trying to liquidate certain things and Robinhood said, no, 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 no. And they froze certain assets. But let's continue on here. It says crypto community reacts with skepticism. It says, meanwhile, the crypto community expressed varied opinions about the potential listing. A crypto enthusiast alleged that Robinhood is also known for delisting digital assets. I didn't know that either. On the site of any external pressure. As the Crypto Basic reported, Robinhood delisted Cardano, Polygon, and Solana in June. The move came after U.S. regulator filed lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase, alleging that the cryptocurrencies were unregistered securities. It says, meanwhile, other X user lamented the persistent calling of massive pumps on XRP in the light of even smallish news. Let me read that again. It says another X/Twitter user lamented the persistent calling of massive pumps. Oh, I guess the people believe that the price is going up. I guess that's what they mean. I don't understand why that's a problem. People they're super bullish on XRP, just like Bitcoin people are super bullish on Bitcoin. They're always saying Bitcoin's going to 500,000. Their community doesn't seem to have a problem with that. They're saying, then they say stuff like Bitcoin's going to $1 million. They get to have fun. Same thing with commodities, gold and silver. They're always speculating gold is going higher and, is going to 2,000, it's going to $2,100, it's going to $3,000, and they get to have fun with it. XRP people, I don't see any different. Let them have some fun. It says the commenter expressed concern about how rumors and speculation drive prices, even without real underlying development. See, I disagree with that. They expressed concern about how rumors and speculation drive prices with XRP. Who? You have people with massive amounts of followers that talk about XRP. Nothing happens with that price. Nothing. So I don't understand that. Maybe it's something I'm not seeing. It probably is. I could be wrong. I've never seen anybody talk about XRP or XLM and move that price ever. I just haven't seen it. But maybe you have. Right? I just don't think you can pump these bank coins. You just can't do that. So once again, if that's the case and what I'm saying is true, let the people have some fun. It keeps their hopes up. It keeps their energies up. It keeps them in a good mood. They like to hear that, and some people like to talk about that. I disagree with that. I don't think that rumors and speculation drive XRP prices. It definitely drives other non-bank coin crypto prices for sure. 100%, like meme coins, definitely. All those rug pulls, definitely. Yeah. So, but not with bank coins. No. All right. So now let's move on here. Just my personal opinion. You could disagree with that. Perfectly fine with that. So now let's go here. This is an article that was posted by Ripple, and it's from payments.com, and it's titled Cross-Border Payment Solutions Give Big Lift to Small Business Growth Plans. They've been talking about this a lot lately. I did not see this article, so let's just read this little tidbit here. It says small to medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, help economies across the world go round. But despite their significant contributions to global commerce, local SMEs have long been underserved by traditional financial institutions when it comes to their own cross-border payments and international expansion goals. Quote, most of the companies around the world are actually SMEs, unquote. Pega Soltani, head of payments products and enterprise crypto solutions provider Ripple, told Payments, quote, they ensure competition and drive innovation, but at the same time, they remain very underserved, unquote. Says when incumbent financial players look at SMEs, the perceived value of serving these businesses has often been outweighed by the relative cost involved. As a result, small businesses have struggled to compete with larger companies that benefit from established global payment rails and correspondent banking relationships. But as Soltani explained, SMEs constitute over $17 trillion. We continue to talk about the trillions. They keep putting the trillions in our face. And this is factual information. These are the segments they're going after. I want them to go after. I want to hear this. I want to know that a company is hungry. They're bullish. They're going after the markets that they're made for. They don't have these. They're not overly spread out. They're not doing too much. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do to be successful, because that's what's going to shine a light on their crypto, on their technology. That's going to make that price explode, right? So $17 trillion of cross-border payments annually from SMEs, it says, and spur the digital economy, providing new go-to-market opportunities. They are growing much faster than other segments, hence why Ripple's going after them. Quote, SMEs really feel the pain of correspondent banking much more acutely versus larger companies, unquote. She said, quote, they have a lot fewer resources, and because they're smaller, they have worse service and worse pricing relative to the bigger competitors, unquote. Now, this is why I titled that other video, 190 trillion for the taking. For the taking simply means that money is on the table. Nobody has picked it up yet. It's just sitting there because the legacy system has left those SMEs behind. They don't care how they do. They only care about the big business. So Ripple can come up and they can scoop that up if they do a good job. Stellar could do that. Algorand can do that. You see, Algorand's very active, right? So it's there for the taking. That's true. Now, whether they exact on that and actuate that, we have to wait and see. I mean, but so far they've been doing a good job. So now it ends off here. We'll just end off with this little piece of this section. There's a lot more here. It says, as the digital economy continues to evolve, small businesses must have access to efficient and cost-effective cross-border payment solutions. That's why Soltani emphasized the ability of cryptocurrency tools to offer an attractive solution to efficient cross-border payments. But specifically, they're talking about small businesses here. Brilliant. I think this is going to get interesting very quickly, especially with the economy being in shambles, which it definitely is. And if they take certain actions, and I'm seeing certain things occur, I don't want to get too specific, but you'll see certain concerning thing, right? You cover that up. right? Then it will be devastating to small businesses. They need some sort of advantage. So that's another thing I just keep in the back of my mind. Let's move on to another article here. All right. So now this tweet here is from the XRPL Labs, and it simply says, I am super excited. Well, it was reposted by XRPL Labs. It says, I am super excited about this. I just added Euro to my XRPL account in under 1 minute, then sent it back to my bank account and within another minute. This is it. This is what the ecosystem needs. This is where we're going. It was posted by a X/Twitter user named Weastwind about Zoom Wallet. So things are going good. Zoom is doing a great job as far as the people are concerned. They've added a lot of new things to make themselves even more delicious to any entity or individual that wants to use them. That's exactly what we need. More streamlining, make XRPL much better. All right. And the future continues to get that much brighter. So now, this article here is from U.Today, and it's titled Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson show new trial schedule. All right, let's scroll down and read this little tidbit here. It says, in the ongoing legal saga between Ripple and the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, a new development has emerged. Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, two of Ripple's top executives, have provided Judge Torres with their availability for the upcoming trial in 2024. Specifically, the individual defendants have stated that they will be available from April 1st, 2024 through April 14th, 2024, but are open for trial proceedings in the second quarter of the same year. To understand the significance of this scheduling, it is essential to delve into the legal intricacies of the case. When a trial is scheduled, both parties involved must coordinate with the court to determine suitable dates. Coordination ensures that all key participants, including the defendants, their counsel, and any necessary witnesses, are available. This process is standard in legal proceedings, ensuring that the trial proceeds without unnecessary delays or rescheduling. The backdrop to this scheduling is the landmark case between Ripple and the SEC. Ripple had previously emerged victorious when the court ruled that XRP, its native cryptocurrency, was not a security. This ruling was a significant win for Ripple, as being classified as a security would have brought XRP under stringent regulatory scrutiny. That we know. It says, however, the battle is far from over. The SEC has decided to appeal the court's decision. They're trying for that, leading to a new trial. The appeal indicates that the regulatory body is not satisfied with the initial ruling. Okay, we're going to stop right there for that one. Let's move on here. I appreciate every single one of you that is here with me right now. Thank you so much. You're keeping this channel live. The members only section keeping this channel live. Thank you. This is a tweet from Volante Technologies. Everything continues to lean towards 2024 being a massive year. MiCA legislation rolling out sometime in 2024. Then you have things like this. So it says here, 67% of survey respondents plan to replace existing payment solutions within the next 12 months. Listen, we'll see if they stick to that. But if so, and if what they're going to be replacing their legacy systems with are facets of the new financial system, then 2024 can get interesting very, very fast. Right. And then they have a little picture down here. It says, this is from Volante and Finextra. It says, did you know globally, most new payment solution implementations are taking place imminently. Volante is a Ripple partner. It says 67% within 2024. 2024 may be a massive year. Hopefully we get some very big announcements. It seems like the Bitcoin companies are working at a breakneck pace. Let's hope that continues and they continue to do a good job. All right, so now, this was just posted by Stellar. So a little bit of Stellar news. So this is a post from Stellar and says, you love to see it. Then it has here, it's like a subtweet or retweet. It says, our tokenized treasuries dashboard now shows network/L1 dominance. Then it says standings today. It says Stellar, $304 million. And they're just getting started. $304 million. Ethereum $291 million. It says Polygon, $24 million. Our tokenized treasuries dashboard. So things are looking good. Look who's the choice for tokenized treasuries. Very interesting, considering we're still in a nascent phase, right? Can you imagine what might be rolling across Stellar or on Stellar in the future? Right? So then let's go here. A little bit more Stellar news, because I didn't cover this aspect. This article is from Cointelegraph.com and is titled Stellar Joins Bytecode Alliance to Help Develop EVM Alternative, WASM. So Stellar joined the industry group developing WASM, an alternative computation engine for running smart contracts. The Stellar Development Foundation has joined Bytecode Alliance, an industry group promoting the development of WebAssembly, according to an August 21st announcement from the foundation's product lead, Tomer Weller. My apologies if I mispronounced that. WASM is a competitor to the Ethereum virtual machine used by the Ethereum ecosystem. It is also used in non-blockchain browser-based applications. It says EVM is a virtual machine or computation engine used to execute smart contracts. It is used by most blockchain networks, including Ethereum, BNB Smart Chain, Avalanche, and many others. But a few networks use WASM instead, including Polkadot, Multiverse X, and Internet Computer. Some of those are pretty powerful, by the way. Stellar began as a payments network 2014. We know that. It says, but in 2022, it implemented smart contracts to provide more functionality to the network. Now, wait a minute. Why are they doing this? That's the question. Well, look at who they've been bringing in over the last year. They brought in the United Nations, right? They brought in Wisdom Tree. They brought in Franklin Templeton. So they're trying to make this network as good as possible for both people on the ground, but for companies especially. Stellar is sort of reaching up and down at the same time, right? They're covering every possible base that they can. And they've been doing a good job, in my humble opinion. But for those companies like Wisdom Tree, Franklin Templeton, I'm sure there's more that want to utilize Stellar. They have to make Stellar the best of the best and stay ahead of the competition. And they're doing that by implementing things like this. Something like this is what makes Stellar have such a bright future, makes people very enthusiastic about holding XLM for the potentiality that it possesses, right? It says in Weller's August 21st announcement, he argued that joining Bytecode Alliance was a quote unquote no-brainer for the team, as it would allow them to quote influence standards and tooling, unquote. They want to set a standard. And I say Stellar is positioning themselves to do that, just that. Within the WASM development community, he emphasized that its goal was not to only represent Stellar, but to, quote, advocate for all blockchain and its developers, unquote. But let's not kid ourselves here. You mainly are representing Stellar, and it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. You never want to spread yourself thin. I forgot that word earlier. Spread yourself thin. You want to be focused and do the best that you can with a focused mind, a focused agenda. All right. So now that's just personally how I feel. No one has to listen to me. That's just personally what I think. So now let's move on here. So now this is from Axios.com and it's titled Mortgage Rates Surge Again, Inching Closer to 8%. Average U.S. 30-year fixed mortgage rate. It says, driving the news, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate hit 7.49% this week. Mortgage News Daily reports only days after rates soared to their highest level since 2001. Why it matters. With mortgage rates at a 2-decade high, the rising cost of home ownership puts it increasingly out of reach for many Americans. This is why I keep saying that the economy is doing well. Just living has been tough in the United States for many, many people. This is why it matters. It says, first bullet point, the trend is being exacerbated by upward pressure on broader market rates, which began with the Federal Reserve's aggressive tightening campaign against inflation, which may or may not be done yet. I don't think it's done. What's happening? Yields on the U.S. 10-year Treasury bond, which influences mortgage rates and other forms of borrowing, are perched around 16-year highs. See how everything is connected? It says that's scaring away potential first-time borrowers and making current property owners increasingly unwilling to sell their homes, as Axios Macro's Courtney Brown reports. Okay, so now we're going to move on here. You see what's going on with that. We're going to end off here with a little bit of gold news. This is from kitco.com, and it's titled Gold Prices Trading Near Session Highs Following Disappointing Preliminary Manufacturing Services Sector Data. It says the gold market is trading near session highs, seeing some modest safe haven flows as activity in both the U.S. manufacturing and service sectors contracted more than expected. The S&P Global Flash U.S. manufacturing PMI data dropped to 47%, down from July's reading of 49. According to consensus estimates, economists were looking for a relatively unchanged reading at 48.9. Activity in the manufacturing sector has fallen to a 2-month low, the report said. Meanwhile, activity in the service sector was weaker than expected, falling to 51%, down from last month's reading, 52.3. Economists were looking for a print around 52.1. Says the report said that activity in the service sector has dropped to a 6-month low. Readings above 50 in such diffusion indexes are seen as a sign of economic growth and vice versa. The farther an indicator is above or below 50, the greater or smaller the rate of change. The gold market was seeing some solid buying momentum ahead of the disappointing data and has since pushed higher in initial to a fresh session high in initial reaction. December gold futures last traded at $1,946.50 an ounce, up more than 1% on the day. Along with slowing economic growth, the report also noted that inflation pressure remains stubbornly high, impacting demand. We're going to end off with this little quote here. It says, a near stalling of business activity in August raises doubts over the strength of the U.S. economic growth in the third quarter. The survey shows that the service sector acceleration of growth in the second quarter has faded, accompanied by a further fall in factory output, unquote, said Chris Williamson, chief business economist at S&P Global Market Intelligence in the report. Okay, we're going to stop there. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.